How to use rebellions to level up armies. The first thing I'm going to do is to show you where we're at with the different armies we have. This is the Dragoon army. As you can see, there are a number of 2 chevron dragoons. It is really impossible, if not totally impossible, to level up dragoons. What I'm going to probably do is eliminate this army because I've seen, some of the chevrons go down to 1 on this after some combat. Here's an army of lancers. This one is also very, very hard to level up. I've got 1-4 chevron unit here. There was a point where a bunch of these actually dropped down to 2 after combat also. Here's the Cuirassier cavalry force. I haven't seen any drops in chevrons. I am starting to see 4s, which is a very good positive thing. So that's a good thing for that. Here's an army of horse artillery. As you can tell, this is doing very, very well in terms of leveling up. You can see where they're at in terms of chevrons. Here's an army of 12-pound artillery. This one is also doing very well in terms of leveling up. Here's an army of 8-pound foot artillery. This one's also doing very well leveling up. You can see there are a bunch of 4-level chevrons in here also. I also have 3 infantry armies here to act as support for the cavalry and artillery. As you can tell from looking at the chevrons on these support armies, or this support army is doing very, very well in terms of leveling up. Number of 3s, number of 4s in terms of the infantry chevrons. Here's the second support army, a bunch of 3s, a couple of 4s also. So I'm using these to support attacks when I go and fight the rebellions. Here is what I would call like the surprise army. This is an army of all rockets. If you look at the chevrons, this one is doing phenomenally well. So, this is something I'm going to continue to work and play with here. And the last one I want to show you is the army of guard that I have here. As you can tell, there are no regular line infantry in there are guard infantry. And you can tell from looking at the infantry in terms of the guard, they're all doing very well in terms of leveling up, levels 3s. So, this has taken some time to get these units up to this standard. Now, I also want to talk about some basic tactics that I've tried here. What I want to let you know is that if I were to take all of my armies that I have here and position them literally within a few steps of Istanbul, the capital, the game would start glitching. And by glitching, I mean that movement of troops to do anything literally takes 5 to 10 minutes for the computer AI to do anything. And that is a totally unacceptable process. And when I say the troops, I mean these troops, these armies here, plus another 12 armies I have on the western side of Istanbul and various places. I at one point had them all in this area here, and it was taking 5 to 10 minutes for the AI to do anything. Okay? So I just want you to keep that in mind. That's not something you want to do. Go here again, do this. These battles I fight because I don't want Napoleon and the cuirassier that has come with to get experience and to also take casualties they don't need to take. That's what the AI would do. It would assume that I was going to attack the fort, actually, when I would never ever do that. So keep that in mind if you're going to try this for yourself. Typically these battles, because of the level of the rockets at this point, do not take an extremely long time to complete. This is basically just me leveling up the rockets. That's all I'm trying to do here. We will now fire in between these two units. That cavalry unit is gone. We'll now fire here. That cavalry unit is only running, so we will continue to fire on them as they leave the board. Okay. Now we will cycle back and we will fire here. Actually, what I found is that when you have artillery on two sides and you have somebody between, you're better off firing at the somebody between, because you'll hit them, plus errant shots will hit the artillery on the right or the left. So this is a better choice target here. You're probably saying to yourself, well, this isn't much of a battle. It's true. The real purpose, remember, is to try and level all of these rockets up to the highest level. And in order to do that, I need to fight battles with the rockets, where that is basically the primary thing that's going on. I'm going to do this for a bit here because we need to eliminate the artillery to the point where it's only infantry, or until the point where it routes from the board. So this tends to take a little bit of time because this is basically me firing on skirmishers. Okay, that one's taken care of. Fire the one on the other side now. Okay. We'll go back and we'll fire on this unit at the end. It's very systematic in terms of what I do here. It doesn't matter which one I fire at first. It's just that every single time I want to make sure that I do not take any casualties. So as I'm doing this, I want to make sure that any unit that runs for the Ottomans, it loses its card above the unit to basically confirm that it is not going to return and continue fighting. Okay. Gonna go to the back wall now. Like I said, there's no rhyme or reason in terms of which way I'm attacking, or which one is attacked over another one. And just so you know, as you're looking at this, you see a couple of 2 chevron 1-star rockets, and a 1-star rocket, a 1 chevron. At some point when I was going through leveling up the units, I was not paying close attention to a unit of cavalry that ran away. It came back and it attacked the rockets. So, that's why you see some that are at a much, much lower level than the others. So pay attention to, the map in the top right-hand corner of the screen. And as I play this, I look down at the bottom of the screen just to get a feel for how the troops are doing in terms of leveling up, or if they're not leveling up, as the case may be. Okay, they're done. This is just a... Well, this to me is an easier killer fight than firing at them in the open, because when the building is destroyed, everyone inside the building just dies. The entire card will be destroyed, even if there's 80, 90, 100 men left. So keep that in mind if you're fighting against an opponent who's hiding in a building. Use your artillery to destroy the building, and you will destroy your opponent. You're about to see that happen here. Building destroyed, entire opponent gone. Rockets are basically just firing on their own, looking for opportunity targets at this point, which is also fine. Got to finish this one off. See, there's a unit of cavalry that's returning. I was not paying attention. I didn't even know it turned around. Okay, that one's done. They don't have a card anymore. I'm going to have to slow the battle down. I made a mistake. Gonna have to find them crossing the field here. Fire on them. This is what I mean by you make a mistake, it comes to get you. If I get one shot on them, that should be enough to finish them. Good. Next target, we'll fire on that unit. You understand why cavalry is what you fear in this. Especially if you're going in army of artillery, an army of rockets, against an army or against a fort. Card gone. See how they're doing. Okay, they're broken. Now we can fire on what's left of the infantry here. While I'm firing on the infantry, it's also firing on the other unit on the outside. Battle was ended. See if we have any big changes here. No big changes in terms of units leveling up. I'll just click through these so you can see they took no casualties. Loot. Don't need the money, but it's all we can do. Okay, now this unit, put over here. Napoleon will come here. This unit will come here. Now everybody else is going to come forward also. Artillery will go there. Support army to here. You'll notice I'm spreading the units out. That's intentional. Two more. These are just additional support units here. Put them in here. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to move these two units forward. Because what I've been doing is I'm using these two to slowly level them up. Because some of the rebellion armies form way out there. These are the other armies I was telling you about. The AI never generates armies on the fringe or on the far side. Not quite sure why, but it just doesn't do it. Every army I have, all these are the armies that I perpetually move in and out. Now the other thing we're going to do is we're going to do this quick. We're going to look at the policies, make sure that it's still solidly negative, and it is still a -10 only. That's not good. Okay. It's on strike. That's a good thing. There's riot, also a good thing. And there's the rebellion. First thing we're going to do is to attack this one over here. He's trapped in basically the corner, so he can't do anything. No changes there of any consequence. The other armies that were involved in that were the Guard and the Cuirassier. No big changes there either. Okay. Do double here. Typically they'll run away when I initially attack. Dragoons cannot get in there to do it, so we'll attack with this artillery. They're also trapped in that corner, so they can't go anywhere. Yeah, maybe 5 units there with 4s now. No big changes there. Yes, there's 1 unit of Guard here. That's because I don't have enough room in the other army for them. Horse guns. Nothing major there. Lancers. Couple of 4-unit chevrons, but nothing major there. Napoleon's forces. Nothing major there either. Reserve army. Not a lot of casualties there. Okay. Alright, let's see then. Okay, so they're taken out. Now this is just me attacking. He'll run. Now this is what happens next, is I end up having to hill run 2. So now we're up to this. Notice I'm still leading with the rockets. So like I said, they're the easiest one to level up with here. No big changes there. Lancer is a few more casualties. Guard. No 4s in the Guard yet. Like here, there's 4s. Cuirassier. That's nice. Okay. Now, as you're going through and you're trying to eliminate these individual units here, what you want to do is to leave one army when you're done. You don't want to destroy them all. And that's basically the process that you need to go through. Try and kill them all except for one. Now these like I said before, I'm using these two against the rebellions to level up. And typically those two armies will attack, and the one other army will stand there and fight them. And as you can tell from looking at what's going on here, there's some really nice things going on with this army. And, this one's got a lot of 4s and 3s, 4s also. So that's a wonderful thing. But the casualties those two armies take are very, very high. So after they do their one fight, I pull them back across the river so they can start healing. The other thing that you can do is once the rebellion starts, you need to take all of these additional armies out of here again. All of these armies need to come out. And the reason I pull them out is so that the province does not basically, for lack of a better term, get to the point where it doesn't rebel anymore. You'll run. This army up to here. Gun from here to there. Take the dragoons and have them lead in this attack. You can tell the dragoons, I'm just not very happy with how they're performing. Everybody else is performing well, it's just the dragoons are not. So I do not recommend you do this with dragoons. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Horse artillery can go over here by them. And these guys can go forward and see who we can cash. This is still just on, all of this is occurring on the first turn of the rebellion. Guard units, as I do fights, I want to make sure that I'm not, he's at a 2 now. Took too many casualties. Rockets. Okay, and we'll just look to Cuirassier quick. Nobody dropped down to a 2. Okay. Alright, end the turn. Typically at this point, the Ottoman rebellion forces will try and slip an army through and retake Istanbul. Just like that. I just basically need to leave at this point. There's dragoons again, getting chewed up. It's just me getting everybody on the road for the departure. That's all this says. These other ones are fairly far away. Put them here. Put him there. Only on the road there, and across the back here. When I go into column on the road, I have not, to this point, been attacked by the rebelling armies. But I need to get all of my troops out of that province so they can heal. And this is where I just kind of say there can be no peace, there can never be a peace, because of what I'm trying to do here. Enemy raid is meaningless because we have a little over 310 million gold right now. So this, I like to see what he is. He's a dragoon. Cavalry goes up to that side. This is artillery. Artillery goes to this side. This is an army. This is the other army. This is the Lancers. This is the rockets. I always put the rockets in front because they're the ones I normally lead with. The other artillery force. Napoleon goes there. And the cuirassiers go there. Now this will take several turns to heal. I normally decline the first one, but accept the second one. So all they're doing is helping me level up this army. Everybody's healing still. It just takes time now. Just going to go through a number of turns here. Allow everyone up there to heal once again. And let's confirm that everyone is healed. Yes, they are. I'm going to go to Paris and I'm going to see what I can recruit in terms of other types of cavalry. I don't want Lancers. I have Lancers. That's just a regiment of cavalry that is specific. Useless. Chasseurs, a chevalier cavalry. I guess we could try the chasseurs instead of. Instead of the dragoons. As you can tell, this is just click through, click through, click through. The first 4 turns for creating that army. Now we have to get 9 more. But, you know, I'll create those and I'll get rid of the Dragoon army. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode and you're understanding or getting a better grasp at how to use the rebellions to your benefit. Rockets are a wonderful way to attack a fort. Very, very risky attacking an army in open ground. But a fort, occupants of the fort typically do not attack you. So click like, click subscribe. Have a nice day.